Could you talk and give us a little bit of a sense of Oakland in the 90s as what was going on around housing security? What was going on around food insecurity? Because again, later we're definitely going to talk to you more about the work you're doing to interrupt food insecurity in Oakland. And yes, we want you on our team to talk about this housing piece. And I'm just wondering again, historically, continue to teach us, where we've come from and how we've been in these conversations, and in particular, if OUSD addressed any of these things.
Well, we really weren't confronted with the housing demand and the housing crisis until the election of Obama in 2008, when there was a bust in the market and you saw more of those black and yellow foreclosure signs, particularly in East Oakland. I didn't drive the streets of West Oakland, but I can't imagine, particularly seniors that own property or young adults that own property. What I do know about West Oakland was there is a Supreme Court case called, I believe it's Three Sisters, in which the residents of West Oakland, predominantly where Prescott Elementary School is, they sued under the auspices of community breakup because the BART split the Prescott community. That was all one community prior to the BART splitting that community, which had a negative impact on the businesses, if you go in toward the post offices on the right side of 7th Street, there was a beginning Latino community that was growing on the right side. And then once Reagan in the 80s closed the Army base, because a lot of those children at Prescott, the parents or caregiver dropped those children off at Prescott. So you have a bleeding of population at Prescott Elementary School, because what precipitated Prescott Village was when old man Kaiser went to Louisiana, Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas to recruit for the World War II industry. And Campbell Village was the first public housing community in the city of Oakland. But even the first AME Oakland history is rooted in West Oakland too, because in the late 1800s, that was a very segregated community. Fame was then called Shiloh AME Church. It was located at 15th and Peralta, I think. And because Oakland was very segregated, Oakland did not begin to integrate itself into the election of Lionel Wilson in 1970, that African-American children came to Shiloh AME Church in the basement where they got their education.